Hey, it's the Refined Reseller. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, you'll find out what I buy at garage and estate sales and resell on eBay for a really nice profit. I also give tips, tricks, and advice on how to become a successful eBay seller. So you know what to do. Like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. So you want to jump into the eBay game? Well, welcome aboard. I'm going to give you right now 5 essential tips that you need to know to be a successful seller. So here we go. Tip number 1, you have to understand your selling limits. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you first start selling on eBay, you will be limited to the number of items that eBay is going to allow you to sell. If you were brand new to eBay, your limits will likely be as low as 10 items or $500, whichever comes first, your first couple of months. You have to prove to eBay that you can be a trusted seller. Now, if you've had an eBay account for a number of years and you have bought things and you have paid for them on time and you have done what eBay has required you to do as a buyer, then you decide to become a seller, you may be able to sell more than 10 items or $500 your first month or so. But again, for a little while, it may be a waiting game for you until you can get ramped up to sell as many items as you hoped you could sell. You've got to prove to eBay that you can be a trusted seller and that you are going to abide by their rules. Now, after selling for a couple of months, you can contact eBay and ask them if they can increase your limit. That is, if you have sold a number of items, you have shipped them out, and you have some positive feedback. Again, you can call them, request your limits to be upped, and a lot of times they will do that. So remember this, you have to be patient. It's going to pay off in the long run, and remember this, eBay is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So don't get discouraged at first. You're not going to all of a sudden go from selling 0 items to selling 300 items a month. It just does not happen that way. You have to prove to eBay that you are a trusted seller. eBay seller tip number 2, you have to know about eBay's VERO program. There are items that you as a seller can simply not sell on eBay. eBay has a program called VERO, that's VERO. It stands for Verified Rights Ownership. VERO is a list of companies or brands that don't want their items sold on eBay, or if their items are sold on eBay, they have to be proven to be authentic. Here is eBay's statement on VERO. I'm going to read it to you. The Verified Rights Owner program allows owners of intellectual property, rights, and their authorized representatives to report eBay listings that may infringe on those rights. VERO embodies our commitment to provide a safe place to buy and sell, which respects property owners' rights. So, what happens if you violate the policy? Well, your listing will be ended and your account may be limited. You could be suspended. You'll receive an email that reads like this. Your auction or listing was most likely terminated because it displayed unauthorized reproductions of copyrighted images or trademarks owned by whatever company it may be, or because it offered for sale unauthorized merchandise. So the issue I've always had is whenever I'm out looking for goods, let's say I go to a garage sale and they have a designer handbag. Let's say it is a Louis Vuitton handbag. And I ask the person, is this authentic? They're always going to say yes most of the time. Well, how do you know it's authentic? It's very, very difficult to tell. So the only way I would ever buy a handbag like that at a garage sale is if the seller has the original sales receipt and can prove that it was bought at a store. Otherwise, I do not buy it. You have to look out for items like that. So if you're selling designer items like a Louis Vuitton or an Hermes scarf or some UGG boots, you have got to make sure they are authentic. And basically, I kind of stay away from that stuff because I just never, ever know. Now, in addition to items, there are words that you cannot use in an eBay listing at all. It's really kind of funny because there's a list out there somewhere. I don't know what all of the words are, but there is a word that I used before and I got flagged for it. You ready for this? The word is Velcro. You cannot use the word Velcro in a listing on eBay because the Velcro company does not allow you to do that. I have no idea why, but you cannot do that. Seems kind of strange for me, but you need to learn about eBay's VERO program and exactly what items may be banned from being sold on eBay. eBay seller tip number 3, where do you get items? Well, you're ready to sell, and of course that means you have to have something to sell. Maybe you want to do it on a very limited budget to get ramped up. So where do you start? Well, why not start by selling items that are in your home? You'd be shocked at how much stuff you just have sitting around that you may have in a closet, you may have in a drawer, you haven't seen in a very long time, and it's actually worth something. You know, you probably got all kinds of stuff just hanging around. Kitchen products, bedroom products, clothing, shoes, DVDs, CDs, records, baby clothes, books. There's all kind of stuff that you have that you can sell on eBay, and it really does not cost you anything because you're just getting rid of something that you really don't want. That's where I would start. The second place I would go to are garage sales, simply because if you know how to negotiate properly, you can get really great items very, very cheap at garage sales. You never know what you may find. I have gotten items for $1 that I've sold for more than $100. They are out there. You just have to go there and you have to search them out. The second place for me is estate sales. Now, you're going to pay more for an item at an estate sale than you would at a garage sale. So you have to be selective as to what you buy. You have to know what kind of profit you can make before you purchase the item. A lot of estate sales will have a 3 or 4 day sale. The first day, everything is full price. Generally, the second day, things are 20% off. The third day, items are 50% off. And if there's a fourth day, sometimes you can get as much as 75% off the original cost that they were asking for. But of course, the last day of an estate sale, generally all the good stuff is taken and you're just kind of like trying to buy the crumbs. But that's an option for you right there. Another option that I don't do very much anymore is Goodwill. Goodwill, of course, sells mostly clothes and shoes. Most of the clothes and the shoes are very common and they are not worth a lot of money. And, you know, they cost $5 or $6. Shoes cost more than that. And you're just not going to find an item for $5 at Goodwill that is a clothing item and sell it for over $100. That hardly ever happens. So Goodwill is last on my list. So again, if you're looking to get started and you don't want to spend a lot of money, just look around your house. There's a lot of stuff that you can put on eBay and make a profit on. eBay seller tip number 4, take good pictures. It's imperative that you do so. But before I tell you how to take a good picture, let me tell you something that you may not know. You cannot steal photos from the internet and use them for your listing. eBay does not allow that. They also do not allow you to use someone else's pictures without their permission. If they find out that you're using pictures that you stole from the internet, again, they can suspend your account, they can put you on probation, they can basically do whatever they want to. So don't steal pictures from the internet. Now, over the years, I have tried many different lighting systems. I have box lights, I have a ring light, I have all types of lighting, and I have never got the picture that I really, really wanted. I shoot everything on a white background because eBay and Google's search engines like for you to have a white background. Now, when you are listing items, you'll notice that eBay has its own picture editing software built into eBay, where you can go in, you can crop it, you can rotate it, you can adjust the brightness of it. I have tried that and I just do not like it. However, I have found the perfect solution. It is called Photofuse, Photofuse. Photofuse has both a website and an app. It's very user-friendly, it does not take long, and it is free. So I highly suggest that you go check out Photofuse. And what I do, I don't photofuse all of my pictures. I only photofuse the first picture in the listing. And it's just great. It really makes it pop, it makes it clear, and it makes it look probably much better than it is. And here's another thing. eBay lets you list 12 pictures on each listing. To get ranked higher in search, the more pictures you put, the better. So whenever you can, try to get 12 pictures. Sometimes that's very difficult to do. You need to take different angles of the item you're selling. You need to take pictures of every side of it. If there's any fine print, you need to take pictures of that as well. Sometimes you can get to 12 pictures on your item. I generally don't. I usually average probably about 8 to 9 pictures per item, but you definitely want more than 1, 2, or 3. So try Photofuse and list as many pictures up to 12 as you possibly can. So here's the 5th and final eBay seller tip. And it's very, very important, at least in my book it is. The customer is always right, even if they're wrong. That's right. Don't forget it. The customer is always right. So any customer issue that you may have should be handled in a calm, friendly, professional manner. One thing I see all the time is when a customer wants a refund and you have in your listing no refunds accepted. Well, as an eBay seller, you cannot not accept a return. You are required to, even though you are not at fault. eBay, almost 99% of the time, will rule in favor of a buyer. eBay requires you to accept a refund in probably 99% of all cases. Just remember that. The buyer rules, and even if they're wrong, they're still right in eBay's eyes. So when you think you're being treated unfairly, chances are you probably are, but there's really not much that you can do about it. So even if you are losing money on the deal, just do what you've got to do. Put your head down, keep grinding, do not take it personally, because in the long run, you're going to make a profit on eBay. Every once in a while, you may feel that you were wronged by a buyer. It will happen to you, but again, in eBay's eyes, the buyer rules, and as a seller, you're basically at the buyer's mercy. You may not like that. If you don't like that, maybe eBay is not the place for you. But, you know, it's happened to me a number of times. I just kind of shrug it off. I say, look, okay, so I lost $25 on this deal. It's no big deal in the scheme of things. You know, I just move on. I don't take it personally. I don't feel hurt. It's just part of the eBay game. So again, welcome to the eBay game. We're really happy to have you as an eBay seller. I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you for watching this video. And as always, do like me, buy low, sell high, and if you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.